Are there benefits to it from a business side?
No.
Really good. I'm Nick Benninger. Welcome to Farm to Fork. Farm to Fork is made possible with the generous support of Explore Waterloo Region. For a comprehensive guide on where to eat and what to see and do in the area, visit explorewaterloo.ca. Today I'm in New Hamburg, Ontario, visiting Churchill Farm. It's owned by the Lasses, Max and Vicky, but son Owen runs the operation. Their farming heritage goes back for centuries.
Goes back to the 15th century in Germany, so the Lasses have been doing this for hundreds of years now.
But their approach is still traditional.
Encourage and help nature to do what it does on its own is a huge part of what our philosophy is.
And so are the rewards.
Working with the animals out in nature and birdsong and sunlight definitely heals the soul.
Hey, you must be Owen.
You must be Nick. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me out here at Churchill Farms.
Thank you very much for coming out. Why don't you help me pick some apples while we chat?
Will do. So Owen, the name, Churchill Farms. Tell me about how we got there.
It is the farm after the church at the top of the hill, Church Hill Farm. And when Mom and Dad bought the property, they decided to keep the original farm name.
That's awesome. The place reeks of history. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so my great-grandfather, Max, he came over right after the First World War, and we've been farming in this neighborhood basically ever since then.
That's awesome. So it's in your blood for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And we bred horses. Then we transitioned to dairy farming. My dad saw everything, all the good, the bad, and the ugly of the dairy industry. So now with a smaller farm and a holistic mindset, we feel better about the products that we produce for people to consume, and we feel better about feeding it to our families. Now we raise sheep and pigs. We have about 130 some sheep, and we kind of go supply and demand depending on where our customers are buying.
I'd love to meet some of these guys. Can we do that?
Absolutely. Let's go take a walk.
Right on.
So Nick, could I introduce you to my parents, Max and Vicky?
Max.
And
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You guys.
you guys get acquainted while I go get some sheep.
Awesome. Awesome. And who's this?
This is Solo.
Hi, Solo. Nice to meet you too. So Owen was telling me that you guys made the switch to mixed farming. Can you tell me some of the inspiration and some of the benefits behind that?
About 20 years ago, we were dairy farmers, and very conventional. When the kids were born, we said, you know what, we're going to scale it down. We're going to buy this little farm. We just needed a less stressful life, and we're trying to create that. And now the next generation is trying to create.
Succession in the farming world isn't always a gimme, you know. It can be a lot of work, and it takes a special mix, I think, of personalities and desires and know-how to get it done.
I learned from my dad, he learned from his dad, and I'm trying to impart some of the older techniques in Owen's philosophy of farming. It seems to be working so far.
Awesome. Beyond the change of lifestyle and the holistic reasons, are there benefits to it from a business side?
No.
But a lot of the older ways are far more environmentally conscious than some of the modern techniques that have been adapted. Although farmers in general are environmentally conscious. We just wanted to raise really good food to feed our family, but it requires an off-farm job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some of the older ways that are maybe re-emerging?
I think we're going back to things that my dad taught me, and that was you can grow a crop without herbicides. And that comes through in the meat, as you know. One thing we do feed is brewer's grain. My grandfather fed it, and my dad fed it, and I fed it, and Owen's feeding it. And it is a very good feed, and the sheep love it. They just get a smell of that, and they'll come rushing into the barn.
Do you guys have any of it here, and can we feed the sheep?
Yeah, we just got it fresh yesterday from job site, so Owen's here, and we'll get you guys to feed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this is the mash. It's pure barley, and it's beautiful feed. I love the smell of it, and obviously the sheep do too.
Yeah, I can smell it throughout the whole barn, despite the competing aromas.
Grab a shovel, and Nick, you're gonna feed it in.
Awesome. Just lay it down along the fence?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The sheep, they get addicted to it. They complain. They know when they're not getting it. If I supplement with some other kind of grain, they take a couple mouthfuls and they look at me and they think, this is not mom's cooking. I'm used to that nice, warm, soaked barley. They love it.
Great job, Nick. You're a great shoveler.
Thanks, Max.
See you later. I got stuff to do.
Right on. Oh, and these guys clearly love this beer mash. I've never seen such happy customers. There's the meat, but there's also the wool. Is the wool something you guys use as a byproduct? Like, is this as another revenue source?
Right now, it's something we do to maintain the health of the herd. It is not economical to sell wool in Southern Ontario, so that's kind of a little project that I have to do once or twice a year, just to take the wool off and make sure that they're clean and well maintained underneath and do what you can do.
Yeah. So you say that you have to still cut their wool for the health. Who does that? Do you bring somebody in?
No, I actually do it all myself. So actually today I got a couple set aside so we can do a little bit of shearing together.
Oh, right on. I'm not super good at trimming my own beard, but I hope I can help these fellas look good.
I think you'll be fine.
Good.
These are the sheep that we're going to be shearing today.
Okay. I fed the sheep beer mash.
We're going to see if we can shear this guy for it.
Now I'm going to go shear one of the little rascals.
We're just going to set it down, just like that.
Oh, wow.
It's fairly comfortable in this position. All right. Feeling ready?
As ready as I'll get.
So the button's on the back there to trigger it over. Pretty good, eh, girl?
I think that you're done, pal. That's as good as I'm gonna get.
Right.
I sheared the sheep. That was a little stressful, but he has a butchery, and that's definitely more in my wheelhouse. Learning from seasoned butchers is one of my favorite things to do. Can we head over to the shop and maybe you can teach me a trick or two?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Awesome.
So these are the lambs we're going to be cutting today.
Right on. They look beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. And the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and part it out, which means we're going to separate it into its primal forms. So we're talking shoulder, ribs, loin, leg, belly. Yeah. All right. So safety first. We're going to put on our handy dandy cut glove.
I feel very medieval.
These chainmail gloves make you feel like a knight or something.
Do you ever go to the medieval fair?
No.
Let's go sometime. I bet we could costume up and fit in.
Oh, I feel like that could be a fun time.
Yeah.
All right, so the first thing I go to do is separate the bottom of the animal's leg. Makes a great stock.
We could do like a cute, what's that shtick, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
That's what you were thinking.
That is what I was thinking. So I'm just gonna follow that line with my saw, come underneath the tailbone.
Just like that.
Just like that. And now once I'm through the bone with the bone saw, we complete the cut with the knife. All right. From there, we're gonna separate the shoulder.
Where did you learn all of this trade?
So, as I got more into lamb, I got more into the whole start to finish process, and I wanted to take the care that I gave to them and take that all the way through every step.
Beautiful.
So yeah, now we have our lamb neck, our lamb sternum, the long loin of the lamb, where you get your nice lamb chops, and then you have your leg of lamb at the end there, and a shank off the front.
Well, Owen, I picked up some skills for sure. I think I want to get inspired and pick a cutout to cook for you guys later.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Have at.
Thank you. We've got our leg of lamb. That's the cut we've decided to work with. One of my favorite things to do is just throw food directly in the fire. We're gonna do that again with this guy here. So onto the fire it goes. And we'll just kind of keep turning that. We're gonna cook some beautiful flatbread. I'm gonna do some nice grilled peaches, some grilled onion that I'll pickle, and then I have these fun fermented garlic scapes. So we're basically building like pizzas. All right, our lamb's ready to come out of the fire there. It's got a nice sear on it, you can see. We'll get ready to hang it now. This will hang out here for about an hour and a half. The next thing I can do is grill our peaches and our scapes and jalapeno peppers. So all of these guys are gonna go over to the grill now as well. I'm just trying to cook off a little bit of their strength. Okay, so it's time to do our dough. I've got this awesome pizza dough here. I'm just going for a nice, really rustic looking flatbread. And after I've done stretching it, we'll take it over to the grill. So onto there goes our flatbread. And it's cooking exactly the way I want it to. So we'll get our second piece on now, and then we'll have everything that we need. It's looking pretty good.
All right, now our peaches are ready to come off. I can see them bubbling away. We'll pull our jalapenos off. Time to start carving up my lamb and get ready to plate some flatbreads. So, start carving this guy up. Gonna be nice and tender. Really good. So we'll pile on our lamb, pickled jalapenos, peaches. We'll just scatter those bad boys around, and that's our finished dish. So we have our flatbreads, lamb, our grilled peaches, our feta cheese, quick pickled onions, our scapes. There's probably too many things on these flatbreads, but they're gonna be awesome, and I'm super excited to share it with our host today. Let's see how it goes. Guys, thank you so much for joining me down here. I had the most fantastic time on your property today. It's an absolutely magical place. I made us up some Moroccan-style flatbreads. I took the leg of lamb that we butchered together. I charred it right on the coals, and then I hung it over the fire, which I think will pair nicely with the lamb. We've got grilled peaches, feta cheese, lightly pickled onions, lacto-fermented garlic scapes, and some honey that we drizzled on top. So there's a lot going on, but I think the whole thing came together really nicely. So I hope you love it as much as I enjoyed my time with you, and you guys make a really special product here, so I hope I did it justice.
That's great. That's fantastic.
So good.
I love the peaches on there.
Well, guys, thank you so much for having me today. I hope you enjoyed what I did with your amazing product, and I hope you'll have me back someday. And cheers, and here's to a beautiful thing. Cheers.
Cheers.